Hey, what's going on? My name is Nate Robert-Eze. Since I was a kid, I've been trying to figure this business thing out. I've started a ton of businesses in my life. As a matter of fact, when I was 13 years old, I started a shoe flipping business where I would go to the gym, buy people's shoes for about 30 bucks and sell them for $175 to $200 on eBay or at school. And now, being 29 years old, I'm the founder and CEO of Vision. We are a technology company that is focused on transforming the way that people experience unbuilt real estate, having ventures that have been wildly successful and some that have been epic failures. Everything's a learning lesson. I wanted to come on here and give some advice to my younger self and to people who are thinking about starting companies of their own. The first huge lesson that I learned is that you have to think big. And when you think that you're thinking big, you have to think even bigger. The reality is everything starts with an idea. If you look around the room wherever you're at, you'll see all types of different things that you've bought, things that exist in nature, things that just seem like they should be there, right? All of those things started as an idea and as a big idea, not necessarily big as in a big thing or the complexity. It's more about the impact. And that's why you have it. And as an entrepreneur, you got to think of yourself as an inventor, as a creator, someone who comes up with ideas that can have a large impact on a large amount of people. Big ideas can be simple. You can be solving one small problem that a lot of people have, or you could be solving a very large problem that a small subset of people have. Either way, that is big impact. So always focus on the impact and always think big. The thing is, there's a balance there, right? Because while you're thinking big, you have to be working, living, and balancing within your means. You always have that picture, that vision in your head of what this thing could be, what that business could be, what that idea could be, but you're working with what you have in your hands. And that's what causes you to get there. That's what causes you to keep doing it every single day, even though sometimes it feels like it's not gonna work. If you think about Steve Jobs, he started off in his garage thinking about how he can transform the idea of the computer and possibly even make it into a mobile device someday. But he started off in his garage. Think about Amazon. Jeff Bezos understood that he had two things at his disposal at a very interesting time. He had logistics, as well as the emergence of the internet. And he thought those two things combined could create a marketplace where people shop and buy everything online. But he started off with books. So everything starts with an idea, and the scale of which you form your ideas determine the scale in which you build them. I want to recommend a book to you as well called The Magic of Thinking Big. It just talks about how to shift your mindset and allow your mind to expand, to create the things that you were designed to create. Another thing that I've learned that is extremely important in starting a company or business or side hustle or whatever it is massive action. You can't just think big. You have to act on it. You have to take risks. Of course, calculated risks. You have to have boldness. You have to have the audacity to ask for certain things. And I know a lot of the times limiting beliefs are really what keep us back from taking action on the things that we know we're supposed to be doing. But it all starts with consistency, one step after the other. The third thing I've learned is to get a prototype out there as fast as possible. Start testing it. Even if it's messy, start trying to create something that actually works first before you start trying to make it pretty. This was something I struggled with so deeply when I first started in business, because I started off as a graphic designer and as an urban designer. So everything was about that wrapper. Everything was about the outside look. And a lot of times that crippled me from actually building things that mattered, that worked, that our customers wanted, that our clients could use, that our employees were proud of, that made the company money. So focus on outputs, focus on driving value, focus on profit. How much will somebody pay for this thing? And focus on gaining customers. And once you do that first and put that first, you'll have all the money in the world to then go back and make it look pretty. Another thing that I wish I would have learned earlier is getting a grip on the numbers. Data is something that you really have to get comfortable with if you're going to start a business. And it's always the little things. How many people viewed your website today? How much money to the cent did you make today? How much did you spend on advertising? How much do you want to spend this month? There are certain abbreviations that you should have in the back of your head at all times. Things like CPC, cost per click in marketing, ACV, average customer value, CPL, cost per lead, and other pieces of data that determine if you make money or not. And the cool thing that starts happening is the longer you start to look at these numbers, the quicker and more agile you'll be at tweaking small things to get an outcome. So understanding how those numbers link with each other and what exactly needs to be tweaked to make sure that number looks different the next time you look at it. A good resource for this is GoHighLevel. We've been using it for about 4 years. It's been a game changer with the reporting, the graphs and charts, and how it links everything together. It links your landing pages with your forms, with your proposals, with your invoices, with your calls, emails, and texts. And it integrates to other platforms like Meta or Google, wherever you're advertising, to make sure that everything is linked into one place. You want to make sure you're on top of it first before you hire that out. You have to make sure that you know what you're looking at. Some people say, oh, I'm not good at numbers, and you'll just pass it off to the next person. But at the end of the day, the decisions are made by you, the business owner. So you have to know where those decisions are coming from. And that leads into my next point, making your business lean. A good way to do this is hiring out a lot of the tasks to a VA. The first person I would say to hire is an assistant. Now that we have AI and all these tools at our disposal, you don't hire an assistant to just send out emails for you or book meetings on your calendar. AI can do that. And the assistant actually could be trained to have the AI do that in no time. There's softwares like Martin and Fixer with a Y that allow you to easily create to-do lists, set reminders, put meetings on your calendar, things of that nature. And Fixer also has a tool to where it'll categorize every email in your inbox and write automatic draft replies to where all you have to do is hit send. It's truly a game changer. But for your assistant, that leaves them to be able to do the higher revenue generating activities. And so you can take that time to train them how to send out proposals, how to send out invoices, how to create SOPs, how to make sure content is pumping through the company and out to customers, and things that actually bring revenue to the company. And also keep in mind that hiring a V allows you to hire at the fraction of the cost. I would suggest using Upwork. I've used all of the freelancing websites. I used Fiverr for a long time, onlinejobs.ph, you name it. But Upwork has a ton of great talent. You can vet them quite easily because you see all of their portfolio, you can see how much they've made on the platform, and you can get quotes and proposals on whatever you need done very quickly. I would suggest reading the book, The 4-Hour Workweek, to understand how to maximize having virtual assistants in your company. But really the only way to do this the correct way, and trust me, I've done it the wrong way, is by having SOPs, standard operating procedures. What I would suggest is having every task that person has to do weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly, broken down into not only what that task is, but the steps to get that task done. You also want to have numbers behind all of those tasks. So they should have some sort of responsibility that maybe 3 posts needs to be scheduled each week, or 4 proposals need to be sent out each week, or 12 a month. That way that person can stay accountable. And during your meetings with this individual, you can talk about data because this person already knows what needs to be done to move the needle. Also, for creative virtual assistants, I would highly suggest Behance, because just like hiring people on Upwork, where you have all of the work that they've done, on Behance, you can visually see all of the work in the portfolio that this individual has done as well. So it's a great platform to use. So if you learned anything from this video, go ahead and leave me a comment below and let me know what you're working on, what you're building. I'd love to connect with you. And if you want more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.